if you're someone who doesn't know anything about the stock market or equities, bonds, or any kind of investment, you probably want to seek a professional. But the problem is that a lot of these professionals, especially the ones that rely on commission, do not necessarily have your best interest at heart. I should know, I once had a Series 6 63, which allowed me to call myself a financial consultant. Basically, it allowed me to sell mutual funds at a rip-off price. The commission was really high, and basically all we were glorified salespeople, even though that's not how it was sold to us when we first joined this firm. They were saying, oh, you get to work in financial services, it's such a prestigious thing. So when you're 20, you think that's kind of a cool thing. You're selling people mutual funds and life insurance and stuff like that. But it's only later on that you realize that you are, the only way you are ever going to make any money at all is if you sell people really overpriced stuff that really is not in their best interest. Like, for instance, a lot of the mutual funds that we were selling had like annual fees of 1.3 or maybe even 1.4%. That's extremely high, especially nowadays when you compare what like a Vanguard ETF or Vanguard mutual fund and how it's like fractions of a percent. Whereas in this case, if you're working for a glorified salesperson, not only are you paying about 1.4% annually, some of these funds they would actually charge people right off the bat like 5 or 6%. It would just take your money right away. Boom, I'm taking 6%. So that was a commission in order to pay these salespeople who would sell people their really overpriced mutual funds. And so yeah, it was a terrible thing. And I think that for most people, if they want to actually get someone to work with them one-on-one, the best way to do it is to do it on an hourly basis. And I know in the beginning, what's funny about this is it almost seems for most people that the other option sounds really great, because the money doesn't seem like it comes out of your pocket when you're paying the commission. In fact, you barely even notice it. They take a lot of efforts to hide the fact that you're being ripped off. Like when you get this mutual fund, you just put the money in and supposedly your money is in the account, so people don't really realize they got screwed a lot of money. Huge portion of that money was taken out for commission. Whereas if you pay a financial advisor like $200 or $250 an hour, you're going to notice that right off the bat that you're paying for this advice. But that's a lot cheaper than the other alternative, which is to have a commission-based advisor who takes their money and is going to give you bad advice because they're focusing on their self-interest. And it's a huge conflict of interest too, because they can't tell you to put your money into a low-cost fund like Vanguard. I remember at the place that we worked at, the guy was even repeating that line from some real estate movie, like, you always got to be selling, and he even said, don't be a nerd and look through charts or look for the best possible investment. We're going to focus on these funds because this is the stuff that pays the highest commission. So he was like really just bold about it, that hey, this is highest commission and that's what we should be selling. He didn't care about doing anything that really provided people with exceptional service. So even though of course no one wants to pay an hourly fee like $200 or $250, in the long run you'll thank yourself, because there's no conflict of interest in that. You pay your money and they're going to give you objective advice that they believe is helpful individually for your circumstance. So you have to consider that. Never go for these commission-based people, because you're not the client technically. Technically, the client for the advisor is actually the one who's paying them, which is the overpriced mutual fund or overpriced life insurance, stuff like that. So always use your own best judgment. Anyway, if this video was really helpful to you and help you save money or make more money by not losing it by buying an overpriced financial product, definitely click the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.